How's it going, everyone? This is Tom. I'm very excited to bring you this video. I'm here with a gaming comparison and speed test between the iPhone 5S, the new Apple smartphone, and the Samsung Galaxy S4, two of the hottest smartphones this year, 2013. So let's see how they stack up if you're doing some intensive gaming, and just how fast they are in general. So let's start off this one with a good old-fashioned boot test, starting up both phones at the same time. You'll see that the Apple logo is first to pop up, even though they were pressed at the same time. We'll see once they get past the first intermission screen, you get the O2 logo, as that's an O2 branded thing, and then the Samsung logo there. The iPhone is still obviously on the Apple logo, and then the iPhone is done. So ever so slightly quicker than the Samsung Galaxy S4, not too much in it, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Next up, we're going to do a Geekbench 3 comparison. This is kind of just, it measures your entire system. It's a very popular benchmarking tool for computers, but Geekbench 3 is for mobile devices such as the iPhone 5S and also the Samsung Galaxy S4. So I'm going to speed through until both of these devices are actually finished the Geekbench thing. The iPhone 5S was actually quicker, quite a lot quicker, almost half as much time as the S4 to complete it. But as you can see, the iPhone 5S scores a whopping 2,557, with the Samsung Galaxy S4 coming in at 1,841. So quite a substantial difference. However, both scores are extremely high, and they're both very quick phones, even from a benchmarking perspective. Okay, so now let's get on to the good stuff. This is Riptide GP2. It's a quite intensive 3D game available for both Android and iOS. And as I'm sure you're aware, this is the Samsung Galaxy S4 running it. It's a pretty crazy experience, to be honest, on both of these phones. They're both very quick, and the processor inside them, even though the iPhone 5S is 64-bit, nothing really is optimized for that processor. Whereas the Samsung Galaxy S4 is a 32-bit processor. Most games are optimized for a 32-bit experience. So even on that 5S you have here, the Samsung Galaxy S4 keeps up with it no problem. With that being said, the iPhone 5S is clearly an ultimate powerhouse. It benchmarks higher than almost any phone this year, so it'll be very interesting to see what will happen once 64-bit applications are actually programmed for this processor. Obviously, the amount of RAM in the iPhone doesn't really do it justice, because a 4GB of RAM would be ideal for a 64-bit architecture, but even just this gaming experience, you can tell that there's a lot of power going into it. It's only kind of scratching the surface an intensive game like this. The 3D rendering looks great on both displays, actually, and gaming's a pleasure on both platforms. There we have it, guys. I thought I'd just bring you this relatively short comparison video between the two. To be honest, you get to this level and it starts becoming a little bit insignificant, the comparisons, comparing things like gaming speed. However, I thought I would bring you it due to the fact that it's an interesting topic, especially as the iPhone 5S has a processor that's now based on 64-bit architecture. Personally, I have to say, without a doubt, I'm going to go with the iPhone 5S out of my pick for these two phones. The build quality, which I actually covered it in a video yesterday if you want to check that out, is just far superior to the Samsung Galaxy S4. The S4 is definitely a very capable smartphone. I just prefer using the iPhone 5S. Hopefully you have enjoyed this comparison and or found it helpful. If you did, please drop it a like, it really helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and I will catch you next time.